we'll explore the significance of servo in achieving the optimal performance for various machines. This remarkable component plays a crucial role in ensuring smooth functionality, precise movements, and error-free operations. Let me clarify, I am not talking about servo, the engine oil, but the servo, the motor. A servo motor is a type of motor which allows a linear motion from 0 to 180 degrees. This motor has a built-in position sensor which allows it to accurately maintain the motor arm at the precise location which is provided. Welcome to Janky Start. I am Zain, and today we will be seeing how servo motor is connected to Arduino board and how we code it. Let's get started. This is what is known as a servo motor. It has a motor here, right here, which are interconnected by small gears which allow this top gear to move in a linear motion from 0 to 180 degrees and anywhere in between. Let's see what these wires do. These servo motors also come with this type of arms. You may get different ones also. Now let's see how we can further understand this servo motor. So just for fun, I have created a sketch of how the servo motor looks like, and this is how the servo motor looks. So you have this top arm which is here, which moves and which is connected to the gear which is present here, as you can see, and these three wires are always the same color: the brown, the red, and the orange one. So the brown wire is connected to, here you can see that it always has three wires: the brown, the red, and the orange one. So the brown wire is always connected to ground pin on Arduino, and the red one is connected to 5 volts pin on Arduino, and this orange pin allows us to control the motion, the angular motion of the servo arm, and the orange wire is connected to the analog pins on the Arduino board. This is how we connect the wires of servo motor to Arduino board. Now I'll show you how this servo was connected over here. The first thing is, the orange pin is connected to one of the digital pins of the Arduino board. Here I have connected it to A3, and the red wire is connected to this green wire internally, which is directly connected to 5 volts on Arduino board, and similarly this brown wire is connected to this yellow wire internally, which is then directly connected to ground pin on the Arduino board. So this is basically the way we connect this servo to the Arduino. Now let's see how we can program this servo. There are 3 things which needs to be done before we can manipulate the arm of this servo motor. Okay. The first one is to import servo library. The second one is for us to specify which port this orange wire is connected to. For us here it is A3. And the third one is create a virtual object in Arduino IDE so that we can use the virtual object to give commands to this real object which is present here in front of us. So what we'll do now is get into the IDE. The first thing we have to do here now is include servo library, that is hash include and vo.h and semicolon. Now the second one is to which pin the orange wire is connected to. That is, for us it is A0, so A3, that's int. The third one was to create an virtual object, that is servo, and the name of the object will be my servo semicolon. Now what I'll do is I'll connect this virtual object, that's name is my servo, to this physical servo which is present here by using a command, that is that is the object name dot attach to. How are we going to attach it? Using the A3 pin. That's pin. So this is how you attach the virtual object to the real one. Now how are we going to give commands to it? It is simple. You write the object name my servo and my servo dot write and at which angle the position of the arm should be. So for example, I'll write 90 and add a semicolon over here. Now what I'll do is I'll upload the code to my Arduino, and here it is connected to my Arduino, and I'll upload the code. Now you can see. As you can see here, the arm moved from this position to this position. Okay, now I'll change it back to 0. Now if I upload the code, you can see that it will move from here to here. See, that's how it's done. Now that we have learned how to use a servo and how a button is used with in conjunction to the red and green LEDs, if not, you can check the link over here. Now that we know how to connect a switch button with LEDs and how it works and how a servo works, we just have to combine it together, then we will get this. In the last video, I had told कि I'll give you a hint on how we can use the push button as a simple switch. I'll go to the last video's code, that is. Okay. In the last video, there was an issue we had to resolve. So I had told you I'll provide a hint in this video. So let's do that. What I'll do is I'll go to the previous code. Okay, so this is the previous code which we had. I'll be using two things. The first one is I'll create another variable and name it as count equals 0, and I'll use a mathematical concept known as modulus. After creating this count variable, what I'll do is I will write count equals count 1. Okay, so what this does is every time the button val is not equal to 0, it will add +1 to count. If it is 0 now, when it comes here, the value will change to 1, and again you press it, the value will change to 2. Again you press it, the value will change to 3. And there is one more thing I'll be changing here. What I'll do is I'll change it to count percentile 2. What this does is it divides the count value by 2 and checks whether the remainder is equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, it will skip this condition. If it is equal to 0, it will execute green light to turn on and red light to turn off. Now what I'll do is I'll upload the code to Arduino. As you can see here, it has been uploaded, and when I press this button, the red LED turns on, and if I press this button again, the green LED turns on, and I press it again, the red turns on, and I press it again, the green turns on. So now you saw the stark difference. Before I had to press and hold the button continuously till when I wanted the red LED to be on. Now I just have to press once and the red LED is switched on, and if I press it again, the red LED turns off and the green LED turns on. Now what I'll do is, we have seen how we can operate the LEDs, and now we have seen how we can operate the LEDs using the push button, and we have also seen how we can move the servo arm from anywhere from 0 to 180 degrees. What we'll do is we'll combine these both together so that when I press the push button, what it will do is it will open up, and if I push it again, it will close. Now we'll do that. How did we use the servo? First we had to import the library. That's hash imported the library. The second one was which pin the servo was connected to, and we had to create a virtual object of servo. So now that we have created a virtual object, now we have to connect the virtual object to the physical servo which is present here. We just have to change a few more things here. What I'll do now is, whenever it is at 0 degrees, I will switch on the red LED so that it tells ki no one needs to pass or caution. Whenever the push button provides an output of 0, we will switch on the red LED and turn off the green LED. So that's done. And here when the button value is not equal to 0, and when the button output is not equal to 0, what we will do is we will switch on the green LED. We'll switch on the green LED and turn off the red LED. Now we just have to write 2 more lines of code. That is, when the green LED is on, the position of the servo arm should be at 90 degrees, and when the red LED is switched on using the push button, the servo arm should be at 0 degrees. We do as now we just have to write 2 more lines of code. That is, when the green LED is on, then the servo arm should be at 90 degrees, and when the red LED is on, the servo arm should be at 0 degrees. We do that using, when the red LED is on, then the degree of the arm should be 0, and when the green LED is on, then the position of the servo arm should be at 90 degrees. That's done. Let's upload the code to Arduino. Okay, if I press, it turns green. If I press, okay, right. Now I'll show you in a different perspective. Now the red LED is on, so the position of the servo is at 0 degrees. Now if I press the button, now as you can see, the red LED is green, turned to green LED, and the position of the servo arm is at 90 degrees. Press it again. As you can see, now it is at 0 degrees and the red LED is turned on. You could see that when I was pressing this push button, it didn't read. It was due to the delay which I had added, that was 500 seconds. Let's change that. When I push the button, it opens, and when I push the button again, it closes. Open, and then when I push the button again, closes. If you enjoy the content like this, please like, share, and comment on what we can make using these components. And for more content, you can click over here. And